Greetings, I'm Professor K, and in this short video presentation we're going to see how we go about creating a new administrator account. And though this video presentation is using Server 2016, the same procedures work for either Server 2012 or Server 2019. I'm currently logged on to a domain controller for my domain. I have Server Manager up and running. We're now going to go to Tools and we're going to click on Active Directory, Users and Computers. Now, to create a new user, regardless if it's for an administrator account or just a standard user, you can do it one of two ways. You can right click on the user's container. Over in the left Windows pane, you can go to New and select User, or you can travel on over to the right window pane and anywhere inside of the white area, right click, go down to New, and from the list select User. Once you have the user template up, just fill out the information for the user. Now, since this is going to be an administrator, I like to add the word admin to the end of their last name. So in this case, I have a new administrator. Her name is Susie Smith. Where it says full name, I've typed in her first name, her last name, and I followed that up with the word admin. And for her email, I've gone down and used smith.admin at the domain. Now, this is so that I can quickly and easily identify this individual as being a member of the administrators group. Go ahead and click Next. On this next screen, you can go ahead and give the user her password. Now, you may want to allow the user to change the password at next logon, or you may want to prevent the user from being able to change that password. So for that, you'd have to, user cannot change password, and the password never expires. Once you have the password settings configured the way you want them, you can go ahead and click Next. That's the last screen. Go ahead and click Finish. So now that we have created a new default user account, we need to add this user to the groups that we want them to belong to. So to do this, we're going to go to this new user. We're going to right click. We're going to go to Properties, and we're going to click on the Members Of tab. Currently, this new user is just a member of the domain users. So let's add them to the administrators group. So inside of the search window, you can just type in admin, and you'll see that it brings up two options. You want the administrators group. Go ahead and say OK to that. Now, this new user belongs to the administrators group. But you'll notice that she doesn't have all of the group memberships that the default admin does. And let's take a look at that real quick. So if we go up here to the default administrator account, and we right click and we go to Properties, and we go to the Members Of, you'll see that there are a number of administrator groups that this account has access to. So let's see how we can go about creating an administrator account that does have access to all the default administrator groups that the default administrator has access to. So the easy way to create a new administrator account, and you want them to have access to all those default groups, is just to create a copy of the existing template. So you can go right here and just right click on the name of the account that you want to create a template for and select Copy. And we fill out the information for this user the same way we did our previous administrator account. There's nothing changing. Click Next, and again we configure the password options that we want this user to have, and we type in their default password. Once you have everything configured the way you want it, just click Next. You can click Finish. And now when we right click on our new administrator and we go to the Properties, you'll see underneath the Members Of, this user has access to all the default administrator accounts that our default administrative account has access to. This cloning of a user's account can be very useful if you have a new member that's coming in and taking the place of an existing member, and that member needs to have those same group memberships. You just take that user's account, right click, make a copy of it, put in the new user's information, and that new user will have the same access as the previous user. In this short video presentation, you learned one of two ways to create a new administrative user.